okay? Is he on?
Are we ready, Sean?
You are live in Dubuque.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Madison Fire District special session, 5 p.m., June 30th, 2025. Roll call, please.
Mr. Adams.
Here.
Mr. Anderson.
Here.
Mr. Donaldson.
Here.
Mr. Lee.
Here.
Mr. So.
Here.
Mr. Wayman.
Here. If you would, please stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, the purpose of the meeting this evening is to continue the pre-disciplinary hearing for Captain Brian Fallhammer. To begin the meeting this evening, I'm going to ask for an executive session because Mr. Sill was unable to, he was out of town for a couple of weeks, and we'd like to bring him up to speed on everything. He has a few questions that we'd like to take care of for him. So at this time, I would entertain a motion to go into executive session.
I'll make that motion, Mr. Chairman.
You have to state the reason, please.
Right.
Oh, would you state that reason?
Sure. The motion to go into executive session, as you have it on the agenda, is to discuss personnel, specifically to discuss employment, dismissal, discipline, demotion, compensation, and complaints against employee per ORC 121-22G1.
Okay, thank you, Stacy.
Welcome.
We have a motion from Mr. Anderson. Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Lee. Roll call, please.
Mr. Adams.
Yes.
Mr. Anderson.
Yes.
Mr. Sill.
Yes.
Mr. Lee.
Yes.
Mr. Donaldson.
Yes.
Mr. Wayman.
Yes, and the time is 5:08. Okay. Good, I'll take the chief in there. This time, I would like to call the meeting back to order. The time is, excuse me, 5:40. We met in executive session and brought Mr. Sill up to snuff on what's happened to this point. And we received Captain Fallhammer's response and went over some of that. And at this time, Sean, if I could, I'd like to get Joanne Clapp to come aboard with us.
I haven't seen a request to enter the meeting yet, sir.
Okay,
I've been standing by.
Okay.
I can send her a follow-up email if you like.
Yes, please.
Yeah, that would be great.
so does anyone want to bring out any comments at this time?
Yeah, as far as myself,
yeah,
yeah, I
you
mean,
can.
I would love to hear from Joanne, Ms. Clapp, about her affidavit. This was the one piece of information that was most new to me. So I would love to hear her kind of recant that, that conversation and how that went down, so we have a better understanding of what we're looking at here.
And
Yeah.
just so the record's clear, I mean, Joanne presented an affidavit to the Board of Trustees, Captain Fallhammer, so I have a copy here for you. She was going to speak about it and then give you an opportunity to ask her questions, but at least you can start reviewing it. Mm-hmm.
Any notes from her? Any response?
We're texting her right now.
Gotcha.
There she is. Is that her? Yep, there she is.
Okay, as you guys can see, Joanne should be in the call now.
Okay,
Joanne, can you hear us okay?
I can hear you guys just fine.
Okay, perfect. This is Tom Sill. I just was taking a look at the affidavit that you sent over regarding the November 26th meeting, 2023, with Captain Fullhammer. Can you please kind of go over that conversation again for the record, so I can have a better understanding of that?
Sure, I actually came in, that was a Sunday morning, I came in to do payroll, and Captain Fallhammer came up with the...
Injured worker?
Like, I didn't want to say the name, so I started thinking, yeah, the injured worker, and we had a discussion in my office on how we normally, I had all the figures figured out for the benefits of what that injured worker would have to pay us on there, and then discussion was held on that part of it, and what if they sent over their check, and I did not make the decision on having her turn over, or the injured worker turn over the whole check. I was going over what the procedure was to the amount of money that would need to be coming over to us.
And is that something that's ever happened before? Is that something you've ever dealt with before?
So prior to, yes, I had a few others that had before where they actually just gave us the dollar amount that had to come over to us. So I would give up, it would be their medical, the pension, and any withholdings that they had some special way, like in a savings account or to a different, I'm gonna say deferred comp, they would have to get that money to us.
Okay.
And that would be in the form of a check.
Okay.
okay, are you satisfied, Mr. Sill, with that
Yes.
response?
Yes, thank you.
Mr. Chairman?
Yeah,
I would just ask Joanne, we have in front of us an affidavit that purports to have been signed by you on June 27th. Is that a document that you've read over carefully?
Yes, I did.
And do you swear and affirm that the statements made in that document are accurate to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, I do.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Lee?
Yes, Joanne, I just have a question. You said that in the past, where you were confronted with a similar situation, that the firefighters would just write you a check for, in essence, their deductions?
Correct. Yes. I have at least 2 other ones that did that, and I went back to double check myself on it. There's 2 at least.
Okay, thank you.
Any other board members want to question Joanne? Mr. Fallhammer, you have any questions for Joanne while she's on?
Yeah.
I will remain on.
Yeah. Hey, Joanne.
Yeah.
The conversation we had, I read your affidavit, you know, and obviously you're attesting that it's true and faithful. I would like to ask, do you remember hearing me say that she needed to turn over her paycheck to the district?
Let's see here.
Because I know we've had conversations about this before. And we've always done what we've done in the past, which is to have them cut us a check for what they owe.
Correct. Yes, they always send us a check to what they owe. They said that you suggested, and then later on is when the determination was made.
And who made that determination?
In an email.
Because that's what she wanted to have done, right?
That we had a discussion with that person, and then at that point, I left it to you to determine, you and that employee to determine that.
I mean, that's not my job, but, right, we had the conversation and we both agreed that she would to turn over her deduction portion of what she was owed, correct?
The deduction, correct,
Right.
the deduction.
Whether it was personal deductions, her health insurance, or her pension contribution, correct?
Correct, the deductions, yes.
Right. And and the employee wanted an actual physical check from you. Do you remember that part of the conversation?
That part, no, I do not remember that. I'm going to be honest, I do not remember that. I do remember, though, that we had the discussion, and then it was, that we did say, you know, about, you suggested about turning over the whole check, and then that's when everything left with you and her discussing it from there.
I never asked her to turn over the whole check. We just asked for deductions. Okay, thank you, Joanne.
Yes, I will remain on.
Thank you, Joanne. Mr. Donaldson, did you have some bullet points that we put together there?
Trying to decide if I have any further questions for Joanne.
Oh, okay.
But that's all right. Yeah, I'm just going to make a statement on behalf of the Madison Fire District Board here. The Madison Fire District Board has the following statement regarding this matter. We've reviewed your statements and have determined the following. One, we have sworn testimony that indicates that the information in your statement you provided this board is inaccurate. Two, the MFD hired an independent investigator, and upon review of the investigative report and our own individual investigation, we find that the information you provided in your response to be inaccurate and your responses to be inaccurate and deceptive. The Madison Fire District relied on your inaccurate and deceptive statements in preparations and investigations into complaints against the Madison Fire District and in various legal matters. And that's all I have this time.
Okay, are there any other board comments? Okay, it's, I think it's the board's, yes, Bob?
Does he have any questions or comments?
That's a good idea. Mr. Fallheimer, do you have any questions for us or comments?
I don't think I have anything at this time. No.
Okay.
Okay.
We have found Brian to give us some major inaccuracies, and at this point, I would entertain a motion to demote Mr. Fallhammer to firefighter.
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second? Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Okay. Discussion? Any further discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Wayman.
Yes.
Mr. Adams.
Yes.
Mr. Anderson.
Yes.
Mr. Sill.
Yes.
Mr. Lee.
Yes.
Mr. Donaldson.
Yes.
I have something I'd like to say at the end of this. This is my 26th year serving on the Madison Fire Board. We have never had a situation like this before. I'm in a situation like this, the board must do its due diligence, and I believe we have done that. It's a sad day for the Madison Fire District, and it's a sad day for Mr. Fallheimer, too. And I hope this never happens again.
It's a sad day to post it all over YouTube too, in front of the whole world.
Excuse me, what's your name, sir, for the record?
Yes.
Just
Dad.
Public, you're his dad?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, at this time, I would,
May I ask a question?
sure, Joanne.
Would somebody give me a directive of when this takes effect and the dollar amount that he'll be reduced to?
Yes, we will. We will do that.
Okay, thank you.
What we are going to do now is go into an executive session again, and we will discuss some matters with the chief. And help me out, Counselor.
Well, you wanted to discuss specifically personnel employment, obviously the demotion compensation per ORC 121-22G1.
Yes, thank you. Do I hear a motion to go into executive session?
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Sill.
Yes.
Mr. Lee.
Yes.
Mr. Donaldson.
Yes.
Mr. Wayman.
Yes.
Mr. Adams.
Yes.
Mr. Anderson.
Yes.
Time is 5:53. Time, it's 6:16, and I'd like to call the meeting back to order. We met in executive session. We discussed personnel, specifically to discuss employment, dismissal, discipline, demotion, compensation, and complaints against the public. Joanne, you're still there, I see. At this time, I would recommend you change Mr. Fallhammer's pay rate to grade 1 firefighter paramedic. And that would be effective immediately.
Okay.
And with that, if there's no other discussion from the board, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Yeah, that motion.
Is there a second?
To say before you adjourn,
Okay.
my name's Kathleen Carter Fallhammer. Brian is my stepson.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you that he has went above and beyond. He has worked hard to get his captain rank. He has shown the public that he is an exemplary firefighter. The public is behind him 100%. These false accusations you're saying that he has in his statement should be told to us. We need to know what you're saying is false.
Why weren't they brought up?
We brought up bullet points of what
But you
transpired. This has been going on for
didn't
months.
defend- You did not defend those statements.
No.
You just said that you found those. You didn't say what they were specifically. We'd like to know what those are.
Well, I'm sure we can get copy of the statement that was read at the previous meeting.
Well, this is a public, it's on YouTube, it's public. The public needs to know what you're accusing him of.
What else did
You're
you
saying he lied.
This was all discussed at the last meeting.
Right.
Miss Dame read the entire thing. It was like a 5-minute thing.
And you
Right.
pointed out what he lied about. Is that correct, Miss Dane?
I read the notice of charge that was presented to Captain Fallhammer.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was specific as to what
But
he
you
lied
just said you
about.
found more.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You found more. So
And
were
what
those?
is that?
I don't have them in front of me, but I'd have to
Well,
start.
somebody has to have it for you guys to make that decision tonight.
That you found more.
I think what was stated was that they found his statements to be
Right.
inaccurate,
In
based
what?
on what was outlined in the notice of charge and the facts that they already had as presented in the notice of
In what
charge.
way was it inaccurate, is what I'm asking. And the public needs to know. You want to slander his name, you should present your findings to the public.
I believe that the board has done that.
Right.
No, you haven't.
Yeah, we have.
We've done our due diligence in this case, and at this time, I'd like to entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
I'm not finished.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Sill.
Yes.
Mr. Lee.
Yes.
Mr. Donaldson.
Yes.
Mr. Wayman.
Yes.
Mr. Adams.
Yes.
Mr. Anderson.
Yes.
You really need to find out the person behind this and what his motive is, because Todd Baker lied as to where he lives.
Well, don't bring Todd's name up
This
to
has nothing to
me.
do with Todd.
This has nothing to do with Todd.
It has a lot to do with Todd Baker.
I'm not gonna go there.
Either. It has nothing to do with
If it was about Todd, it'd be different, but I don't know. We could discuss.